All right, welcome everybody. We have some guests today at the Single Handed Chef. I had a brain abscess, and that's why I do these things. Well, these two wonderful people right here were my PT students that helped me during the Duke Neuro Camp. Y'all saw some videos. You maybe saw them with the mask. She's the one at whipped cream right there.
I got pie in the face. That was me.
And this is the boss, as we call her, and this is G. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm G. I'm from California. I'm a second year PT student, and I had fun harassing Erin at Neuro Camp. So.
And my name's Haley. I'm also a second year PT student, and I'm from St. Louis.
Yeah. So we did a bunch of things, and when they heard that I was doing these videos, they wanted to be a part of one of them, which I thought was I'm really excited about that personally, because it just, that whole week meant a lot to me. I'm actually going to cheer up right now. And to have you guys here just means a lot to me. So today we're going to make a Niçoise salad, but we're going to do it with chicken because they don't do seafood. So we're going to do kind of a version of that. So we're going to get right to it and get right down to everything. So first thing we're going to do is I got some potatoes right here. And we're going to put them in the oven. So what I do, I like to buy the small potatoes, and I keep them whole. That way I can roast them whole. And I prefer it anyways because it holds the starch in the potato. When you cut it and boil it, you lose the starch unless you're going to make mashed potatoes.
Oh, I
with
see.
it.
Okay.
So we're going to go in. There we go. We're going to go in with a little bit of oil. Can you hand me the salt and the pepper from over there? Thank you.
How's this guy work? Ooh, very fancy.
Well, when I only had the one hand,
Very nifty.
the salt ones I need new batteries right now. But I was like, I prefer ground pepper. Salt I don't mind too much. It's okay to have sea salt every once in a while. And then all you do,
Easy peasy.
do it like that. Right here. And then we'll put it on a pan. And then I preheated the oven to 375. And so we're going to put it in the oven for about 20 minutes. Set the timer for 20. And we're going to start. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grill some chicken. So I'll have you cut open the bag of chicken right there. There's a knife right there. And you want to cut that open.
This is my novices showing. I'm not an expert chef.
No, you're fine. Be careful.
It's for all the newbies out there, the new cooks. Okay, where are we going from here?
That green bowl.
Oh, I see. Do we want the juices and stuff with it?
No.
Okay. And why is that?
You just don't.
Okay.
Well, when you're going to oil something, you don't want any extra liquid in it.
Yeah.
You just want the meat. And so when there's extra juices in there, and when you go to grill it, it'll stick to the pan. It'll dilute the oil. And just throw that away right here.
Perfect.
And then wash it.
One salmonella.
And then what we'll do, Haley, if you want to cut the lemon. So I got a new cutting board that I've been playing with. It's a little bit bigger. Be careful with the nails.
Okay. This knife?
Yes.
Am I just slices?
Cut it in half.
In half. Okay.
There you go. Now we're gonna marinate that chicken with the lemon juice, a little oil, and a little salt, pepper,
Bring
and
it
a little
over.
rosemary. Yeah.
You're gonna give it a squeeze, Haley?
And so we'll go in with the rosemary, about that much. There you go. Pepper.
We should have taken some rosemary from the Duke Gardens.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Right, it grows fresh all over.
Next
campus.
time, go a little bit more lemon. There you go. Now going with a little bit of oil. You want to do just enough oil to coat, so about 2 tablespoons should be enough. Tablespoon
Okay,
and a
you
half.
tell me when.
Right after this drink. That's good. All right.
I'm gonna try to do it the single-handed chef way. That's it. So we
We
shake.
can't shake it, so take it back over there.
Okay, good to know.
Chicken won't do it as much. And so now just mix it up with your hand. I'll turn the water back on for you so you can wash your hands.
Thank you.
And we'll let that sit for a little bit, just a few minutes to let the lemon juice kind of infuse in it. And while we're waiting, we'll cut the onion, and I'll show you how I cut an onion. So since we want to grill it, you want to do rings. So you want to cut like that. So then all you gotta do,
Oh, easy peasy. You don't even have to peel it.
and if you have to, it's just the outer layer.
Perfect.
Thank you. And then all we do with this is we'll take a little bit more olive oil, once again. Pepper.
I want one of these pepper things.
I mean,
Fancy.
the set was like $30,
Ooh,
which is not too bad. You know,
we can afford that. Haley works.
Yeah, I have money.
she's a hard worker. All right. So let me wash my hands now. And so now you can see the grill pan over here smoking. So I had that on about 30 minutes. So with cast iron, you want to turn it on at least 10 to 15 minutes before you use it. You want it to be, you want the heat to permeate through it. It's slow to heat up, but once it's heat, it holds a really good heat. And it's brittle. And also over here, we have a pot of water because we're going to blanch the green beans. So I went ahead and turned that on. And while that's going, we're just going to take the onion. We're going to put it on the pan.
I'm getting hungry.
Don't worry. You'll get to eat this. That's the whole point of it. You know. And that's just one thing, when you're going through something like this, you meet a lot of really nice people. And to be able to meet people like this, that, you know, like I was a complete stranger just as they were to me. And here we are cooking in my house, in my kitchen. And to me, that's just a testament to who they are and the relationships that we form. So I really appreciate that part of it.
This is the best part of our jobs.
And you get a meal out of it.
Do you think you'll keep in contact with any of the participants from the camp?
Well, Alex, I see him every so often. I try to be in touch with him, but he, you know, I don't know if it's aphasia or whatever, but he just wants to be you know, he doesn't really do much. Aaron, I've reached out once, and I haven't really talked to him since. And that's the only one. Did you give Gail my number? Or
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Trish?
Yes.
All right. And there you go. So if you have it regular, when you put anything down, whether it's meat or whatever, and then turn it 45 degrees.
Oh, that's how you get the
you get
crisscross.
the diamond.
Very nice.
And it's also function. I've said this ad nauseum, I think. The reason you do it is because it might take 5 minutes to cook. It'd take 10 minutes to cook chicken, so you do 250, 2.5 minutes, I meant. And then you flip it, 2.5.
I see.
So you get these beautiful marks that are great for visual, but also it serves as a function, because if you just left it on there, then it would just burn. That one little.
That's what I would do.
It smells like In-N-Out.
Yeah.
Best burger joint in America.
I like it because you can just get peppers in a bag. They just have like a pepper condiment.
I've never heard of that.
Is it timeout chicken? Or
I'm talking about In-N-Out burger.
no, I went to In-N-Out. You could go get the peppers in the bag.
I have never heard of that.
I thought you just go up. They have like a little where their
Like
condiment station is.
pepperoncinis?
Yeah. Like
I'm
little-
not a big pepper
Not
girl.
pepperoncinis, but like little Tabasco pepper or something. I just remember like I only went to one. I only went to one. It was when I went to Napa.
Okay.
And there's one right before you go into
Yes.
Napa.
Yes.
And my friend who'd been there before was like, "You gotta go." And I went, and that was what I remembered about
You must
it.
be the first person ever to go to an In-N-Out and rave about the peppers.
Well, because I just thought it was awesome because, you know, I love that kind of attention. I love that a little bit more, you know.
It's a fresh burger though, right? It's
No,
pretty good for fast
It's
food.
really good for fast food. So there we go. See?
Oh, so pretty.
We'll just let this, there we go. We'll set this off to the side for later. Now we'll go in with the chicken. And I tell people you can do this with 2 tongs or you can just rinse it off. You can use your hand or you can use tongs. And then what you want to do is just lay it across.
So how do you know how long to cook the chicken and the onion? Are you just eyeballing it?
Till it's done or till I feel like, yeah. So like with the chicken, you'll see it because it'll change color. With onion, it's just, do you want it to be soggy? Do you want it to be crunchy? And I still want my vegetables to be crunchy.
Yeah, me too.
And so I only go to a certain point. And so this one will be a little bit more crunchier because it's thicker. The other one will be a little bit, and the outer layers will be a little softer. But I just, sometimes with onions, I just like the kiss of a grilled onion. So good. You know. I remember someone asked me once, they're like, what you put on these grilled vegetables? And I was like, salt and pepper?
And love. It's the secret ingredient.
Salt, pepper, and oil. And they were utterly amazed. Like, oh my God, it tastes so good. Well, when you grill something, it just...
It's also so much prettier that way. Like my grilled onions do not look like that. Did we get with the camera?
will now. They will now.
For the camera.
What's that?
Close. How do we bring her down?
Don't break it.
Oh, there we go. I wasn't strong enough. So we got our grill marks from turning 45 degrees. Let's see if I can figure this out.
Look at you. Pretty determined.
College education at work.
Well, the thing is, you can do that. But now you didn't know it before. Now you know. So when you go do something, it's just, and it's habit. Because a lot of times people, when they cook, it's nervous energy. And so they're constantly checking things. And so if you have an assignment to turn it, it kind of makes it a little bit easier because now you're doing it for looks, but you're also doing it now that you know it's for function as well.
So what about those of us that don't have a cast iron pan? What would you recommend?
You can do it, you can just do a regular pan and saute it. You can oil it.
But
put
you won't
in
get the
oven.
pretty marks.
No, you won't. This is like, cast iron can be cheap. The new cast irons, where they got back to the old way, is a lot more expensive. But this one was like, I want to say it was like $25, $30.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. It's heavy. Don't touch it because it's hot. But I mean, here, try to pick it up.
Oh, that's legit. Wow.
Yeah. So, you know, I like it because with only one hand, then I don't have to worry about it moving on me too much.
Yeah.
But you see how it's starting to turn in little colors right there?
Those grill marks, my favorite.
Toss it over like that. And that's the other thing too, that a lot of home cooks don't understand, is timing. You know, like we put the potatoes in, it's gonna take about 20-30 minutes to cook those. Then we did the onions before. You wanna go in with, if you're using the same pan, you wanna go with the onions so you don't have cross contamination. It won't be too bad because you're cooking the chicken on that, but the problem is also the chicken can sometimes mess up the pan, so you want to have the nicer grill marks for that. But the whole thing about everything is about timing.
Yeah.
So that when you're going to make your meal, everything's ready to go. And that's the hardest thing for people, for home cooks, because you're just trying to eat. You know, you're not putting in the energy and the level that I put in. Because this was my career.
Yeah.
You know, so there's no fault if you don't do it right. You know, because you know, like you work. She works full time and goes to school full time. I mean, she just doesn't have time. You know, sometimes she doesn't have time to meal prep. You know, but that's the good thing about something like this is you can sit here and grill off this whole chicken. You can make a ton of vinaigrette, which will do, and you can have enough so that you can eat off this for 2 or 3 days. You can turn this into tacos. You can cut up the chicken and add a little fajita spice to it. You know, and then you have a grilled chicken. You can, if you have
And
stock.
cheap, pretty cheap.
Chicken is very cheap. Very, very cheap. All right, so we're coming up to a boil here. So what I did is, this is called blanching. G got me some ice. And so what we'll do is when it comes up to a boil, we'll drop the green beans in. When it comes back up to the boil, we'll cook it for another minute. Then we'll strain it out into here. And once we strain it out, then we'll shock it in the green beans.
And what's the purpose of putting it in the ice? Is it just
Stopping the cooking.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So therefore, you see how crunchy the green beans are right now? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cook it, and so it will be a nice bright green. And it'll still be crunchy, but it'll be a little bit more cooked.
I see.
But that way you also hold a lot more nutrients involved as well.
Oh,
too.
interesting.
So we're up to a boil. So if you wanna drop these green beans in. And you can do it with broccoli. You can do it
Sorry, Marcus.
spinach. Obviously, if you did it, you want to do it really quickly. Broccoli, as long as you want, but I would do about 30 seconds on that. There's snap peas, sugar peas, and you know, any kind of like something like that. If you're gonna do Brussels sprouts, are just better in the oven anyways, but you can if you're gonna do whole Brussels sprouts.
You ever do like the balsamic glaze on the Brussels sprouts? That's
have.
my weakness. So good.
I have.
It's like candy.
So you want to put, anyone, you want to do some chicken?
Haley, you're up.
What am I doing?
Put the chicken, so what you're going to do
Yeah. Oh, on the pan. All right.
is just, and then we're done. I got a little soap over here, you'll rinse the tip of it. You'll be able to eat soon.
I know.
That's one good thing about a salad, it'll be fairly quickly.
That's true.
Do you like your dressing on the side, or do you like it tossed?
Tossed. For me personally.
I'm a tosser. as
Haley,
well.
are you a
Yeah,
tosser?
I'm down with
I've never understood the dipping. People would have a bite and then they dip it in. And I get but if you're trying to lose weight, I'd rather just go ahead and tell me what I'm gonna make with it and then put it in a bowl so I have
See,
some flavor on the leaves.
I don't like a salad unless
Can I
it's
see what
drenched in
left
it.
in there or is spacing important?
I'd wait because you get that way you're gonna be more.
Okay.
So here we go.
Okay. Oh, Nikki, look at that.
What?
This guy, because I could.
My mom makes them.
Oh, she made this.
Yeah.
There you go. That's impressive.
So she made masks and stuff during the pandemic. And she made towels, kitchen towels, and she made that. So now we'll dump that out. Go right in there. And we'll just, so you're stopping the cooking almost immediately, but see it's a brighter green, if you can see. So you just get a better green bean. And so now it's still got snap, but it's a little more give, but it's still got the snap, so you can be a little crunchy.
I like it.
So, do that. Just, the cooking process. And then we're gonna finish up grilling the chicken, roasting the potatoes, and then we'll come back, when we pull the potatoes out, we'll make a vinaigrette. And then after that, we'll cut everything up and make a salad. All right, thank you so much. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. And we're gonna check on the potatoes. Can you check the potatoes?
Yes, I can.
Pull them out, be careful, it's hot. Watch your glasses.
Not as easy as it looks with two hands.
All right. So what you want to do is you want to see and install.
Give it a squish.
The little ones are. So what we'll do is we'll put it back in. I'll turn it off. That way the bigger ones
I see.
should be done. And if not, we'll just turn that off and then they'll still be warm by the time we go to make the salad. So now let's cut the cucumber while the chicken's grilling. So, boom. Do you know how to cut cucumbers?
Yes, I do.
All right. How do you want to cut them?
Is there what's the suggested way?
However you want. You want to take the seeds out?
We can. I've never done that. Just scoop it out with a spoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here. do
Oh, I
this real
lied.
quick.
I've done that.
So, you do this first.
Oh, we're peeling the cucumber. I see.
I'll just do this. This is a little thing we do sometimes, just to make it look pretty.
Oh, okay. I like this.
And then that way you just kind of have a three-sided.
More you know.
And you can also use a peeler, and if you want to, you can just sit there and do thin strips with the peeler and go down to the seeds and then use that for the cucumber as well too.
Oh, cool.
That's a little trick if you guys at home.
You do it
care
the
about
simple
that
way
stuff.
because I am not as advanced. You can rate my cutting skills. Don't be afraid to tear them
Well,
apart.
don't cut. See how you're cutting? So your hand's right there. So you want to,
Oh, like at an angle.
and you don't want to use a finger.
Okay.
So you want to grab the knife.
Like this?
Yeah. Here, like this. You want this to be on the blade. You want that,
Oh.
and then that way,
And my right thumb goes there too? I see.
yeah.
Okay.
But you don't want to do this because you don't have as much control as you
Like
think.
this.
But on the other side,
Oh, I see, I see.
you're looking at mine left-handed,
So do I do
and
this?
then you want to hold.
Ooh, trickier than it looks. Okay.
No.
Do I have it right?
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know.
You want to stand over. Watch out.
Been humbled. Oh my goodness.
I wish I could teach you with two hands. Be a little bit easier.
You're doing a pretty good
There
job.
you go.
Okay.
So cut your cucumbers however you want. And you can slice them, you can dice them, you can do whatever. It doesn't matter. You can do the trick with
They taste pretty good.
you can do the trick I showed you with the peeler. So we'll go back over here. Chicken should be done. And that's the thing about this is that these little things, they cook so fast. A little bit longer on that one. And we'll just put this over here. All right. So we'll do that and we'll be right back to make the vinaigrette. All right, now we're gonna make the vinaigrette. So come with me over here, and I got my little mini KitchenAid, and we're gonna do a little red wine vinegar, and just for you.
There we go.
So you want this to have a little bite to it. So I go in like that. It's about 3 ounces. Little Dijon vinegar, Dijon mustard.
I love my Dijon.
About a tablespoon.
It's everything yummier.
Throw in a clove of garlic. I'm gonna cut a piece of garlic off.
I know the chef thing you do with cutting garlic. I think.
You do?
I think so. Let's see if I do it right. Okay. So I got my garlic that I'm gonna peel, and then life hack: you take the knife, right, and you smush it.
She's all grown.
The chef is crying.
She's all grown up.
That's how we do it.
That's awesome.
That wasn't beautifully done.
Was that your dad?
No, it was a friend of mine. If you do it properly, you shouldn't have to do all of this peeling, but I'm not that good.
And then put it in here.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll go on with a little bit of rosemary.
Do you cut the butt off?
Yes.
Okay. This is the butt of the garlic. Watch and learn, Haley. Oh.
Haley, you want to squeeze? I know you got the strong hands.
Yeah, I got
Squeeze about a half a tablespoon of honey in there.
Okay, tell me when.
Ooh, local honey?
Yeah,
That's the good stuff.
it's right there in that jar. That should be good. Right there. All right. Then you go in with a little bit of salt. Not too much. And black pepper.
My favorite pepper machine. I feel like you're just using it now to show off.
No, I use a lot of pepper in my cooking. So if I'm looking like I'm showing off, I just, I like a lot of pepper. So then we'll buzz this up a little bit. And I'll chop up the garlic. And then go in with the oil.
And why don't you blend it with the oil from the get-go?
Because I want to incorporate, to be honest, I wish I could drizzle it, but I can't with the one hand anymore. So what I've done, I now do it backwards.
Oh, that's smart.
But the Dijon is what helps it emulsify. And that's a little trick that I was taught. It will still emulsify without it, but it might not hold as long. And Dijon mustard just tastes so much better.
It's so good. We should reach out to KitchenAid for a sponsor. Haley said we should do it for the black pepper grinder.
Go with a little bit more honey, same amount.
Same. Do you remember?
We'll between the two of us, we can figure it out. Question mark.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll go back in. Well, hopefully that's what happens, is I get some sponsorship.
But guess what?
I get some sponsorship.
We should reach out.
Well, now that my hope is once I have that one video. Now, if you want to try it, let me know what y'all think.
Okay.
There's a spoon there for both of y'all. What does it need? Does it need more salt, sweetness? You want it to be kind of tart.
I think that's perfect. I like that it makes me go.
All right, so we're back now. Everything is done, and we're gonna build our salad. So, first things first, let's finish cutting the onions. And so what I do is I like them to be a decent size, so I just quarter them. And kind of just rough chop. And I would do this anyways, even if I had both hands, because I like rough chopping things. All right. So now we have that. Cut up a little bit of chicken. And the chicken is really easy to cut now because it's cooked. And especially with it being chicken tenders. And all the tenderloin is, it's really chicken breast. It's just this little piece that sticks on the back of the breast, and they started calling it tenderloin. We jokingly called it tenderloin, and then now they sell it, which another way to make money. And if you're unsure, you can always check to make sure your chicken's done. And when you're cooking it, you can always just break a piece open. It's really easy.
Make sure it's not pink.
Yeah. So we're gonna take a little bit of greens. Right here. Take a little bit of the chicken, a little bit of the onions, cucumber, Kalamata olives, almonds, tomatoes, as many as you want. And that's the beautiful thing about salads. Potatoes, I like the different colored ones. Mm-hmm. And these are still warm, so they'll kind of wilt this out a little bit. Green beans, you can cut them or you can put them in whole. I like them whole, that way you can see them. And then vinaigrette. And that's the same thing, as much as you like. I like a saucy salad.
Me too.
And then you just mix it. And then you taste it.
Don't drop the leaf on the ground. That's not part of it.
And what do we say? If we drop an onion, just wash it off. Can you hand me the pepper?
Uh-huh.
Ah, here is the pepper. I like a little extra myself. I don't know if you guys do too. Mm-hmm. And you can put some white beans in here if you want, if you have some white beans around. And then you can see I like a hearty salad. And then I'll just Feta this side because Haley doesn't like cheese. I don't want to risk getting her.
Don't make me mad.
No.
Nope, can't make the boss mad. She'll make you run. Laps with a bang. All right. Ladies.
Woohoo.
And here we go. And that is a chicken Niçoise salad.
Oh. There we go. Harder than it looks.
It's harder than it looks.
Yeah. It is.
I wish I wasn't gonna take it back.
All right.
Okay.
There we go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Woo.
Cheers.
Oh, that's good.
It's so good. Oh my god.
10 out of 10.
Now we got a full mouth. I'd like to thank my guests.
No, no, not the pepper
Not the
grinder.
pepper! I'd like to thank Haley and G for coming out, for everything they've done. This was fun. Hopefully we can do it again before you leave. But welcome to this. I'm getting a little emotional. This is really hard for me. But I'm really glad you guys were here. This has been a lot to me. It's been a while since I've seen you. That was probably the most emotional I've been. So when you're going through something like this, you need people, like I already said. And it really helps to have my sister over here. She's been very helpful for me. These wonderful ladies, I only knew them for 5 days. And I feel like now I'm going to be friends with them for the rest of my life. So I'm really thankful. And we got to make a little salad.
You taught us something. We learned how to cook a
You
little
taught
bit.
me something
Good.
as well. So thank you so much for coming out. Thank you, Produce Project, for sponsoring me. And thank you, lovely ladies, for coming all the way to Raleigh for a cooking video.
Thanks for having us.
All right. Thank you, guys. See you on Hand and Chef out.